Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ZEISS. And welcome to the autumn edition of ZEISS Innovation Rocks, where we take you on a tour of our innovations and technologies, where we will discuss the current trends of our sector, where we will talk to our expert guests, and where we will of course see live demonstrations. By the way, my name is Pietro. I'm happy to be your host for the next 6 episodes, each dedicated to a specific topic. And as usual, we are broadcasting live out of our customer center in Oberkochen, Germany. But before we kick off this autumn edition, let's have a quick look at the spring edition a couple of months ago and what it looked like. Well, there's no doubt that a lot has happened during the spring edition of our Innovation Rocks, and a lot is going to happen in the next 2 weeks. But before we start, let me invite my first guest. He's the head of Industrial Quality and Research at ZEISS. Please welcome Dr. Jochen Peter. Jochen, nice to have you here for our opening rock.
Hello Pietro, thanks for the kind introduction. It's a real pleasure for me being back here today.
Well, we're about to see and discover the latest innovations from ZEISS, but before we start, I would like to talk about this, the Measuring Hero Award featured in the spring edition. What was that all about?
Well, the Measuring Hero Award was part of our Measuring Hero program. We created that program to really recognize the metrologists and quality assurance experts around the globe. They are the unsung heroes of the industry. They work really hard day in and day out to keep production lines, even entire factories, up and running. And therefore, this award was created to recognize and appreciate the hard work they are putting into this.
And correct me if I'm wrong, the winners of the 7 categories got an invitation to the ZEISS Demo Center for an individual training day and a special awarding ceremony, right?
This is correct, but unfortunately, due to the pandemic situation, we had to postpone this. But as soon as the situation allows, we will keep our promise, bring them here, but at least in the meantime, we have shipped the nice awards to all of the winners.
And those winners have sent us their pictures with their statues. Let's have a look together. Here they are. Anything you would like to say to them?
Measuring Heroes, congratulations to all of you. I'm really looking forward hosting you personally here at our headquarters in Oberkochen, Germany, as soon as possible.
And congratulations from my side as well. Jochen, you mentioned the current situation, these COVID-19 times often referred to as the new normal. What is your personal outlook in terms of industrial quality?
Well, especially during the early phases of the pandemic, we saw some projects stopped, some of them even cancelled. But the good news is in the recent month, the industry is really recovering, and I actually think the future for our industry looks very promising. But of course, there's one thing that we will see as part of the new normal, and this is uncertainty. Because no one can really predict what the future brings, and therefore we have incorporated uncertainty into our planning just to make sure we are ready for whatever will happen tomorrow.
Sounds good. Well, speaking of future, speaking of the near future, what can our viewers at home expect for the next 2 weeks?
Well, of course, we will showcase a lot of new additions to our product families. We will launch a new sales channel for 3D metrology, which was developed by our new colleagues from GOM. We will introduce a real breakthrough application for microscopy in industry. We will show our entire range of quality assurance products for the new energy vehicle, and of course we will continue ensuring productivity gains for our customers through our software and retrofit programs.
Well, this sounds like a great program. Jochen, thank you very much for being with us. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us and with our viewers. And now you have got the honor.
Yes, I'm really proud to kick off the Innovation Rocks 2020 Autumn Edition.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jochen Peter. He is the head of Industrial Quality and Research at ZEISS. Well, you have heard Dr. Peter. The autumn edition of our Innovation Rocks has officially started. So now let's take a look at the topic of this first episode of Rock number 5. The topic is Capture Quality from a Fresh Point of View, the ZEISS Optical Series. And when we think of ZEISS Optics, there are some interesting, if not outstanding, figures we came across. Like more than 30 Nobel Prize winners trust ZEISS microscopes for their work. Many of the biggest film directors trust ZEISS lenses to craft their art and win awards. Over 4 million surgical operations have been performed all around the globe using ZEISS lenses to inspect the human body and save lives. And finally, every second, 2 people put their trust in ZEISS lenses for clear vision. Today, we want to explore ZEISS optical metrology, and to guide us in this journey, I would like to invite the head of multi-sensor metrology systems at ZEISS, Mr. Andrzej Czesiak. Hello, Andrzej, and welcome.
Yeah, hello, Piero. Good to see you here.
Nice to have you here, Andrzej. Well, your business unit incorporates some of the most important, crucial, key technologies ZEISS metrology is known for many decades now. So you guys must have a hard time in staying innovative in such a traditional sector like metrology, don't you?
Yeah, indeed. We are involved for many, many years in metrology. Microscopes that are with ZEISS for more than 100 years. X-rays that we started to develop maybe 10 years ago. And for sure, this coordinate measurement machine, doesn't matter if it's tactile or optical, this is one of our core business that have to develop step by step from 20 years ago, different technology, up to today. And this is, the challenge to be innovative from one year to the other.
Well, if you innovate something, or if you change the technology in a traditional sector like metrology, there's a lot of trust in what's already available in the existing technology. Do you, register a change in terms of trust for new technologies? Let's try to find a practical example for a trust that shifted towards a newer technology. Mobile phones, for example.
Yeah, it's a good example.
So a couple of years ago, to take good pictures, we all trusted big cameras. Nowadays, almost anyone is able to take decent pictures just by using their mobile phones.
And the good point of this aspect is that you still need both. It means it doesn't matter if it's a complex system or maybe a mobile phone, you need to trust in the result of both of them. But the application is different. It means if you go for the photo session, probably you would like to take this one. But if you go for the holiday and make a lot of pictures, probably you use this one because it's easy to use. And this is the challenge that we have, also the change in the world, change with digitalization of the world, that we need to keep the trust, but go more with our innovative approach into the easy of use in the metrology.
Let's come back to the practical world. What does this innovation or this innovative spirit of you guys mean practically for the world of metrology, for the sector of metrology?
Yeah, there's a lot of challenges that we have in metrology. Metrology is coming from perfect environment, high accuracy, a lot of educated people, and a lot of time. Today, the quality plays a much more important role in the companies that produce the goods. And we also need to move with the companies from this perfect environment into their shop floor, into their new requirements from the digital side of the world. And this is the innovation that we try to provide. It means not only on the software side, a lot of software features. Software have to think ahead of you, but also on the hardware side. On the hardware side, it makes this optical measurement much convenient to use for our customer.
Okay, so I think the time has come to see one of these innovations. Let's have a look together. Well, this tool looks exciting, no doubt, but what innovation are we looking at exactly?
I mentioned already the software. The software is very important here. So we need to guide our customer in the software. We need to help them to measure it. So we put a lot of innovation in the software, like easy programming, easy part recognition, a lot of new stuff. But we also put innovation in hardware. Like I said before, we go into the digital world. It means it's the first digital measurement machine. They do not need to zoom it. And also the second one, I think one of the most important, is the illumination. We have here very flexible illumination to adapt to the customer requirements. Sometimes the part need to have a dark light, sometimes the part need to have a blue light, sometimes the part need to have a white light. And we make it possible because we can change the light, depends on the customer requirements. Not we, the customer can change by himself. So it means we are the first changeable light based on the customer requirements.
Well, definitely a great benefit along with all the software we have put in it. Well, I'm sure that now we all can't wait to see ODetect in action, and therefore I hand over to our colleague Jay Elepano, which is our demonstrations hero. Jay, are you there?
Thank you guys, appreciate it. This, as you're well aware, is the moment I've been waiting for a long time. I proudly get to launch ODetect.
First of all, you should introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah, you're right. I'm Jay Elepano. I'm the product manager for ODetect. I've been with ZEISS for now about 5 years, and here in Oberkochen with you to launch this thing. Let's go on to the product demo.
Okay, then probably the first thing I would ask when I look at the machine is, this really looks like an OInspec 322, right?
It looks a lot like a OInspec 322 because we really borrowed from the stable platform of the OI. We made sure that that was a very stable platform, and we wanted ODetect to have that same volumetrically stable platform.
So I could measure in 3D in full accuracy, same as OInspec?
Same as OInspec.
That sounds good, but is it just the same, or, I mean, you wouldn't copy the machine twice. That doesn't make sense.
That wouldn't make sense at all, and of course, as you know, because it was your great idea to put a whole new optics engine in this thing, we've gone with a fixed magnification digital zoom lens. First in the market, never been seen before, and it allows the opportunity for us to deliver to the customer a large field of view and really high resolution.
So basically, you pick the two good items of the OInspec, large field of view, high resolution, put it all in one, and I guess with that also simplifying the use of the whole system?
That is exactly it. Absolutely.
Sounds good. Is there something more you can tell us?
Oh, there's a ton more to tell you, because what we have now also is we've built in a platform where you can actually exchange different ring lights. So, for example, on the machine right now, there is a ring light on there that looks an awful lot like the 8-segment ring light that is similar to the one on OInspec, but that is a blue and white ring light, but you can actually, by yourself, remove it and put on something like this one, which is a dark field ring light, which allows you to kind of hit tough edges that you may need to hit, or this one is a homogeneous dome light. You can, again, put it on by yourself and might help you get shiny parts, something like that.
So the customer could really do that by themselves?
Absolutely by themselves, no need for service whatsoever. First time anyone, any machine has had anything like this on it.
Is there anything more you could just give us an information to our audience?
Yeah, right after this, there's going to be a webinar where we're going to go deeper into these subjects and so much more.
Okay, I think we are done with that. I would just head it back to the studio.
Hey, good job.
Thanks.
Well, thanks a lot, Axel and Jay. Well, Andrzej, it looks you guys have been quite busy. There's so much new stuff inside the ODTAC now.
Yeah, in fact, we put a lot of innovation in such a machine. But do you know what is the most important in this machine? The
Tell me.
quality of the measurement. It means the core competences is to provide best results that we can do.
Well, then let's hand it back to Jay and Christoph this time, who are here with us in the customer center. Actually, they are right over there. Can you see them? In this area that we have turned into a TV studio. And thanks to them, we will get an even closer look at this first true 3D optical measuring machine. What a name. Jay!
Thanks, Pietro and Andrzej. I'm here with Christoph. Okay, we know each other obviously because our desks are really close and I throw pencils at you, but they don't know you. So would you start by just introducing yourself?
Sure, I'm Christoph Stark. I'm a product manager of the OInspect and I'm working at ZEISS since almost 20 years.
20 years, wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
All right, let's dive in. The first question I have for you is, why are there so many sensors on this thing?
Well, you know, 2D parts we also have to measure, and the nuevo detect fits perfect to this application. But as you can see here on this palette, we have a lot of 3D parts to measure, and for 3D parts you need a little bit more sensors.
Can you describe the sensors?
Sure. Here in the middle you see the ring light of our camera sensor, ZEISS Discovery V12 from our microscopy department. On the left side you see our VAS X60 scanning probe. We are using this probe all other our CMMs here.
So that's the same probe as on
Exactly
some of our
the
other
same
CMMs.
probe, yes. And on the right side you can add an additional chromatic white light sensor,
Cool.
our ZEISS dot scan.
Yeah, I know that sensor very, very well. It's a great sensor. Okay, my next question is, what is that?
Yeah, this is our fourth axis scanning rotary table. As you know, if you want to measure 3D parts, you have to rotate the part because our probes are fixed at a Z-axis.
So it lets us get into all the nooks and crannies if we want.
Exactly.
All right, that sounds like an awful lot of measurement, sensors, rotation, movement to manage. Is it difficult to manage all of that?
No, they are all implemented very well in the Calypso software. And as you know, all our other bridge type CMMs are also working with Calypso. And it's just a click to use one or the other sensor.
So the same software, like the same sensor, the same software as some of our CMMs too. Okay, next question. It sounds like it might take a lot of time to go from sensor to sensor to sensor, and that means not efficient for customers. How long does it take?
No, it's just a click in the software. It takes a 10th of a second to use one sensor and the next.
Wow, just a few seconds. I mean, in the world of metrology, speed is everything. So to go sensor to sensor from a few seconds is a really, really nice feature for customers, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna throw a curveball at you. Ready? What is that?
This is our integrated 3-point palette receiving system. And as you know, you can use this palette also at the OInspect 543 or 322 and at our new ZEISS ODetect.
So what you're saying is we can take a palette system or measure something on your machine, the OInspect, pick it up, put it on my machine, the ODetect, and start measuring, no problem.
You got it.
Well, that sounds perfect. All right, if a customer has a question, what can they do?
Yeah, right after the show, they can visit our webinar.
Okay, perfect. And with that, I guess we will turn it back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Jay and Christoph. Andrzej, innovation and trust is the motto of your business unit, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
But how can you ensure that those innovations that you develop and you consider necessary really are beneficial for your customers?
Yeah, I think there's many aspects of this. One for sure is understanding on the market, understanding of the methodology. But the second, and I believe much more important, is a strong relationship with our customers. It means understanding of the customer needs, looking into the customer side, talking to the customer, and really find solution together. And then after we find a solution, to implement it together with the customer. Do you like to look and to listen to one of such a customers?
Of course that I want to, and I'm pretty sure that our viewers at home want to. So now let's connect with Dr. Alexander Starnecker. He is CEO at ZEISS. Hello, Alexander.
Hello.
Hello, and thank you for having me on your great show. Thank you.
Thanks for being with us. Alexander, could you please describe your company in a nutshell, if possible?
Sure. Very briefly, we are expert for thermoplastic products, and we deliver all different kinds of industries, mainly automotive industry, but also industry electronics and medical.
We learned a lot in your metrology room. I think we can cover a lot of your requirements, but what happens now? We go, or you go into the production and shop floor and have different requirements. Why are you going to be at the shop floor with metrology equipment?
We have to go to the shop floor because we have a huge amount of parts. We are running on a basis of like 2 million parts per week, and we need to have a constant quality approval of those parts and not just in the laboratory.
What we learned, the exactly requirements from lab cannot be transferred to the shop floor. So the Auditech that we developed and we learned this is a machine for the shop floor, we also see that exactly the easy of use in hardware and software is that what you need. How you people work today with such a machine?
Yeah, they are very happy with the machine because literally they can just take the parts out of the machine and throw it on your Auditech machine, and the rest is done by the machine, and we have good results in the measurement. And also the other people in the company, and especially the quality department, is quite happy because then when the machine is doing the measurement, we can avoid a human error in the measurement and are able to provide a better measure service.
Mm-hmm. What is your requirements on the partnership with such a company like ZEISS?
For us, the main requirement is to be up to date and to look ahead, and that's something you guys do perfectly, because you sometimes come up with solutions where we haven't even thought about the problem yet, and that's really great, and that's what we value highly in our partnership.
Alexander, thank you very much. I can promise we'll continue to listen to you in order to be better in the future.
And from my side too, thank you very much for being with us, Dr. Alexander Starnecker, CEO of ZEISS, and best of luck for the future. Well, thank you very much, Andrzej Grzesiek, and thank you out there for watching Rock number 5, which is at the same time the first episode of the second series of ZEISS Innovation Rocks. Please don't forget our webinars that will start right after this show. You can register at the link below. My name is Pietro. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for being with us, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.